Okay, so we're continuing our exploration of Reiki and science, and in this video we're looking at one study in particular about the effect of a single session of Reiki on physical and psychological health. And I have my friend Debbie who's helping me unpack the Reiki and science. She has a doctorate of education and a lot of wisdom about how to unpack research. So thank you for joining me today, Debbie. It's such a joy to have you here.
It's nice to join you today.
Okay, so we're looking at this one here. This is a large-scale effectiveness of effective trial on Reiki for physical and psychological health. And this one we found was from the Harvard University, right? So I think that's quite interesting to unpack this one. What overall did you find was important in this research?
Well, the study was looking at single sessions of Reiki and whether they made a difference or not. And so there are multiple ways in which we can do a study like that. We could do it with one practitioner or a couple of practitioners, but this is a large-scale study done with 99 Reiki masters, and they conducted 1,411 Reiki single sessions of Reiki, which went for 45 to 90 minutes each.
Yeah, okay. And the study took place in private practices across the United States. And yeah, they were recruited from an online mailing list, and they were Reiki. Where does it say they were Reiki masters? There we go. Interventions. Trained and certified Reiki masters conducted the Reiki sessions in person, with each session lasting between 45 and 90 minutes. So they're trained and certified Reiki masters, and they've gone up through the lower levels of Reiki into becoming a Reiki master. So I guess they've got a bit of credibility behind them.
So what we've seen in other studies was that some said there was no effect, some said there was some or significant effect. This is actually looking at it and saying, well, if we've got everybody that's conducting the study, the Reiki session in this study, if they're all highly qualified with a lot of experience with Reiki, then we could assume that we should get good results.
Yes, true. Yes,
so
true.
One of the reasons why maybe, if we look back, maybe why some of the others haven't worked is the person didn't have the high enough level of experience and training.
That's true. The other articles that I was looking at in Reiki and science, it didn't say how long they were trained or what level they were at. It just said Reiki practitioners, where this one specifically points out that these are Reiki masters giving the Reiki sessions. So yeah, that's really important to notice.
So the skill and training level of the person and the experience is one of the key factors that is going to make a difference.
In any study.
In any study.
Yeah.
Right. So we need to consider that when we're looking at other research, is what level of skill did the person have if there was no outcomes or limited outcomes.
Yeah.
Because this study, with 1,411 sessions, this study showed statistically significant improvements in all outcomes.
All outcome measures, yeah.
There was a difference between the response of males versus females that they noticed, a trend.
That was in the other study we were looking at.
Yeah, so we'll look at that soon.
Yeah.
But the fact that all areas
had significant improvement. But what does
and
it
the
mean?
effect, the improvement was moderate to large.
Yeah, so it made a big difference. But I'm curious to see here, it says including positive and negative effect. So it's a significant improvement in negative effect. What would that mean?
I didn't see it
I don't
reported like that in the other one. The other one, it just says statistically significant improvements for all outcomes of psychological and physical health, whether it's pain, drowsiness, tiredness, nausea, appetite, shortness of breath, anxiety, depression, mood, well-being.
They list it specifically here. Yeah.
Yes. So the specificness.
Pain, drowsy, tiredness, nausea, appetite, shortness of breath, anxiety, depression, overall well-being. So significant improvement. Significant. I think that's quite interesting. From Reiki masters, and it's just a single session these patients are receiving as well. It's not just a series of sessions, but just one session at a time. Yeah, that's interesting.
So that's why I thought this one was a really significant piece of work for people who are working in the field of Reiki, and being able to pull upon a piece of research that has got credibility in the fact Harvard's been involved, but credibility in the people who conducted it because of their training and experience, and credibility because of the large scale of it. So it makes it a much more valid piece of research than some of the small scale ones.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it says the conclusion of the results from this large scale multi-site effectiveness trial suggests that a single session of Reiki improves multiple variables related to physical and psychological health. I think that's absolutely fascinating.
So this particular article was published in 2022.
Was that 2022 or 2019?
No, the first publication was 2009. That one was 2019. The other version of it is 2022.
This one's 222. Yeah, we were going to explore this one as well because it's similar.
It's the same main theorist and it's the same study, just being analysed in a slightly different way.
Yeah, so it still has 99 Reiki practitioners. The study took place in private practices, so it's the same group, isn't it? But just looked at a little bit differently.
Yeah, and they've got a couple other people involved in the analysis side, so their names are published up there as well.
Trained and experienced Reiki masters. Same study, but different review of the study. So 5 different people on this one.
3 of them are the same. The three key people who were involved in the study.
And these are a little bit different themes here. Deep relaxation and calm, body sensations, somatic experiences, emotions, spiritual with symbolic significance, changes in symptoms, changes in perception, sleep and drowsiness, and changes to breathing. Interesting, in this one, as you mentioned before, this one is where males reported feeling more relaxed and experiencing time perception changes, whereas females reported body sensations, emotions, visual perceptions, and spiritual significance. And the findings here suggest that Reiki can elicit the relaxation response and alter emotions and perception in such a way as to facilitate a transformative healing experience.
And that's really significant when you've got other research that is saying there's nothing or limited.
Absolutely, and that's where we really need to look at the larger studies to really notice the difference and consider it as credible in order to see what's actually happening in Reiki. Yeah, so there we go. So that's 2 studies you can research for yourself. You can see we've got them here in PubMed, but you can just look this up, an evaluation of subjective experience, and looking for these names as well. So there's that article and there's this one to look at. Wow, quite interesting. Okay, thank you, Debbie.